Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD and I'm here to do another collective reading. This is for whenever you happen to stumble upon this. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of sage going here. Just because that's how we do. Cleanse this area of any prior readings or anything else. Now if you hear some breathing in the background, that is likely going to be my dog. He tends to hang out with me when I do readings, and that's that. That is the excitement there. So today we're going to read, and we're going to start off with this beautiful Mookaite tower. Let's see if I can get a little bit more light on it. So we're going to do a little bit of scrying and a couple of crystals, and then we'll bring in some cards, okay? Actually, let's see. You're welcome for the lens wipe there. So the first thing that I'm getting, even before I set up, I was getting smog. So I feel like there's something, for those of you watching or those of you who resonate with this message, I feel like psychic smog, something needs to be cleared out before you can see any real progress, before you can move forward, before you can feel better, okay? Because some of us are feeling kind of weighed down. I heard I want to be in the know. So in order to be in the know, you have to clear out some of this debris. Now, I see a hand, and it's kind of like holding a skull of a pet, and it's facing to the future. So I'm going to say that maybe perhaps some of you guys have an impending feeling that one of your pets is going to pass. It's not for everybody. Or maybe your pet did pass and you're just wondering, you know, how the future is going to shake out with that and how you're going to be doing. Your pet is perfectly fine. I also see a phone call. I mean, maybe this is a phone call about a pet. Okay. And for some of you guys, not everybody, but this can have to do with a bear, which sounds really weird, but those of you guys that go hiking or camping or live in the middle of sticks like I kind of do, that's a possibility. So maybe you're having a bear. Now for others of you, that is actually a totem, and that's going to be a protective thing. So you could be like a mom or dad, and that's just an expression of, you know, you're a true mama bear, papa bear, that kind of thing. But I definitely see a phone call for almost all of you. Now, I definitely feel like for some of you guys, your nerves are on fire. You're feeling kind of, I want to say electrified in some ways. And I wish this would just translate well. You know, it's user error. It's a cameraman. Let's not kid ourselves. But I don't know if you can see this. But this really looks to me like it's almost like a nerve or some kind of a blood vessel here hanging onto a phone. I did definitely see like a figure here of a person. And this could be saying that maybe somebody's going to call you and you're going to think they have a lot of nerve to call me. Like they're just going to pick up the phone, and after a falling out or something like that, you've got a lot of nerve. It could be something simple as that. So I feel like somebody wants to maybe extend peace, but there is definitely the scorpionic, kind of like if you guys read any candles, candle wax reading or anything like that, you can clearly see a scorpion here with the tail. Even if you don't read candles, you pretty much intuitively can tell what that means. It's like this person can be poised to really just sting you. So I would just be really careful and have a heads up about a person who you're going to think they have a lot of nerve to call. And yes, they're going to call. Okay. Coco, hush. Now's not the time. He thinks every time is the time. I think things are going to reach a peaceful resolution. I definitely see you even getting into water, or it's recommended for you to get close to the water if you live by the beach, or if not, soak your feet in Epsom salts. That always seems to help as well. But there's a connection there to nature, to trees, things, debris needing to be cleared away. And this is what I was sensing before, is I feel like you have a lot of debris that needs to be cleared away, like you've already cleared some. And this can be mental, spiritual, emotional, physical, whatever the case may be. Typically, we're going to find it on all aspects of our lives because, you know, we're not cyborgs. So we tend to have things bleed into our everyday lives. So if you kind of have a cluttery area or a cluttery life in the physical realm, then typically that just indicates that we have a cluttery brain and so on and so forth. So I'm going to say there's a need for that smog, that psychic smog, emotional smog to be dealt with. Maybe you can do just a little bit at a time in order to kind of feel the benefits, because I feel like there is huge relief there. I think that you're going to rescue exactly what it is that is important. I definitely see a bird here. I feel like you get your own communication through spirit. I feel like there's a lot of introspection with you right now, just looking. I almost feel like she's looking towards her stomach and holding a bird here. And so this is male, female. We only read energy right here. The letter S could be important to you. The letter A could be on top of your mind. Pardon me. Some problems here speaking your truth with the throat chakra. Why am I not surprised? And of course, you know, with I'm shooting around soon to be Halloween time. It's still September, but still. So you could be thinking about Halloween, and I get Sally's vibes right here. Sally. So it could be a situation where you kind of feel trapped and you want to kind of move on and you want to move away, but you're in a situation that you can't make this a reality just yet. So I'd say continue clearing the area little by little, and pretty soon you will find your own way out. Now, also, this is looking like a dress, but blood on the dress. And I'm just going to say that, not literal, but I'm going to say that this could have to do with like feeling like you are cloaked, because it looks like a wedding dress, almost like you're married and you have a family to think about. So clearing away the debris, quote unquote, is not quite so easy. And while I understand that, I heard hush. Well, I understand that. I feel like, you know, if there's things that need to be cleared away and out in the open so you can deal with them, it's going to have to be. There really is no other way. Now, I see a really big bird here all of a sudden, and I'm going to say you could have a lot of people or one person that's more dominant in speaking or dominant in communicating, okay? And maybe perhaps you are not one to communicate. Maybe you're like more of an introvert. You tend to kind of hold things within. But this whole blood thing tells me, and there's children involved, because I see one little person right here holding their arms in akimbo. And then there's like this person right here, this bird, which makes me feel like it's just a presence within the family, like a matriarch kind of. All right. So it's one person that just sees things how they see it. And you could be more of an introvert and maybe afraid to challenge that. So if the story fits, once again, this is not personal reading. This is just a random, whoever is drawn to this kind of a thing. Take what messages resonate and leave the rest for somebody else. Now, by the next full moon, that could be a big deal for you or have something of importance to you. And I feel like in some ways, okay, yeah, there's going to be I'm getting to a swords vibe. So I'm feeling like a stalemate situation where you were out in the cold, somebody was out in the cold. Things were definitely a lot more peaceful, but I feel like there's communication coming forth that is going to really kind of serve to disturb that peace, you know? And it's going to be your choice whether you choose to pick up the phone or not. You can always choose not to communicate. So that is a choice. There is a great fog here, so maybe you have some brain fog in a physical sense, and it is affecting mental, emotional ways as well. But I definitely see that phone right here, clearly. Old school phone, you guys. Depending on how old you are, you won't even know what that looks like, right? I see a star here. It's a desire to heal matters. And for maybe one or two of you. It can also indicate like a blood clot, like somebody's calling you and saying, hey, I have blood clot in the hospital, that kind of a thing. So take only what resonates and leave the rest again. But if this is not your story, then it's simply stating that you have some debris to remove from your auric field, from your persona, from your area, whatever the case may be, okay? So we are going to turn up the lights here. Give me 1 second so I can turn up the lights and we can see what we're doing. All right. This one is going to be a little bit harder to see. And if you heard that, that was definitely my stomach. Can't blame that on the dog. Okay, I definitely see a person. And so I definitely see like the eyes, eye, nose, mouth down here. It's at a slant. And I see a person just kind of like being encased. So it's like their head is stuck in some kind of a mental debris, okay? And it's some kind of a darkness that they themselves need to get out of. There's no one who can really assist in this process. If we want to be stuck in denial or stuck in a situation mentally that is not going to be helpful or good, then, you know, there's not a lot to be said by that. I mean, we all have personal choice. So I guess we got to honor whatever people in the end decide for themselves. I'm going to go ahead and light a different candle because I feel like I just need more light here. I'm not liking this. Yep, that is what we are doing. So, there we go. That's much better, darling. I'm feeling like things are like frozen in time. I feel like that is even looking like a fist raised up, and it could be having to do with issues like DV, things that you cannot talk about apparently on this channel, like domestic V, you know. Let's see if I can point it out. It is right here. I feel like that is almost like a fist raised in anger. So you could be dealing with things like that. I also feel like there is a bird. So somebody just watching you could have been someone that just had no choice but to watch, or you were just being watchful. And I see another bird. I feel like somebody in the family knows about this situation. If this is your story, this could be something that is from a long time ago, okay? And then I feel like right here, let's see if I can point. I'm looking through the camera. Eyeball, and there's this like twisted beak trying to talk or scream or yell. I feel like there may have been a situation where there was a lot of yelling in your home or a lot of verbal assaults, things like that. And if this isn't in the past, then take it, oh gosh, you know, however it resonates, if it does, and only if it does, of course. But I'm feeling like this could have been a situation that you were in, for most of you guys, in the past. Let's see what else we see with this beautiful smoky quartz. So there's a lot of debris there from the past that needs to be cleared out. And for maybe one of two of you, you are once again going through the end of life celebration where a loved one has passed away, and maybe you're having mixed feelings about your legacy, the legacy that left behind, and the time that you spent together. Maybe they could have been abusive, okay? So that is for someone there. So let's kind of scooch this mookai over. And we're just going to pull a couple of cards just to clarify. If this is your story, then let me know in the comments below. If this is not, then don't take it to heart. Everything is, you know, you're going to know if the story fits you. If the story doesn't fit you, then don't force it to, please. Now, I just started shuffling, and I literally slammed 2 cards on the deck. So I have here the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about making choices, and the Star. Actually, this incredibly just speaks exactly about what we're just talking about. So I have here on this corner, I have, it's like La Lucha Libre. This is almost like a wrestling match thing. I've got the Two of Wands. And so we have this male lion just kind of chilling. He's in black and white looking towards the past. We've got all the gazelles. And then we have this lioness, and there is a choice to be made. I feel like a choice to be made between the past and the future, something you've done before, and something that you want to do currently, like in the future. Now, only one choice can be made. And I feel like this lioness is almost looking at the past, kind of making an assessment, making a judgment. And the lion is still as hell. I mean, he is frozen. It's almost like it's still as death was my first inclination. There's a little bird on top of his mind. So this could be someone in your life that you're close to that pays a lot of attention to one person that continues trying to get into their ear hole. Okay. I'm liking the vibe of this. Okay, I like that dark candle with the light and the contrast in the back. You're welcome. I thought I'd share. But with the Two of Wands, this is about finding that one thing that gives you passion, excitement. It is about a choice. And so I feel like this is saying we can make a choice to look at the past. And it's okay to take a final look and say, okay, now I'm understanding some things. I'm gaining a little bit of wisdom. I'm gaining some understanding. But I want to move forward. I want to move forward into something that's going to nourish myself, my family, that is going to help put me in a better state of mind, body, and soul. I'm going to take those lessons with me, okay? So something about making a choice and being at crossroads right now. But this is a crossroad about healing. So you're going to choose how to heal. And one of the ways that, yeah, you can look at the past and you can analyze it to death and try to figure things out and why people did and said and all of those things. And I'm definitely not trying to minimize. But I will say that, you know, the answers that you can get there are going to be limited. You're going to have to do something with those answers. So depending on what kind of resolution you get, you know, it might be good if you choose that route to get some therapy. Seek a medical professional that can help you, something like that. But I would say just really kind of make an assessment of your goals. What is it exactly that you want? I heard apologies. So somebody wants an apology. This could be you, this could be somebody else. And then I'm looking at the star right here. This is like divine peace. This is your dream. This is what's on the top of your mind. Many seasons could have passed because I'm looking at all of the horns. I think this is an elk, but what do I know? Anyways, it's beautiful, but I'm just going to say the number 17. So number 1 is all about personal healing. 1 is being an individual. It's leading the charge. It's leading the way on how you're going to heal and deciding. And I feel like there's so much more greenery here, so much more peace, serenity. There could be a little bit of brain fog, but here this is a feeling of being isolated and being iced out when we're looking at the past. So I feel like there's definitely, you know, the better way to heal is to move forward with the information you have. And try to make peace with it one way or another. You know, you can't change people's minds. We all know that. Can't change people's behaviors. We all know that as well. So if you're aiming your efforts towards that, it's going to be a very difficult trip for you. Now, with the star on the top of the mind, I feel like you've been working on healing for quite some time. And I look at the poppies, I'm calling them poppies, in the background. This could be poppies, could be not, just beautiful red flowers. And I feel like there's a deep connection in nature. There's a lot of wisdom that you hold, and you hold a lot of space for other people as well. And I'm looking at these flames jumping, and it's like, yes, this is the way to go. This is the way to heal, to attain that which is on the top of your mind. Okay, so it's almost like the flames are jumping and dancing, and you're being encouraged right now to go towards whatever it is that your passion is, that you get excited about, that brings you a lot of peace. We're never going to be 100% at peace, 100% happy. There is no such thing. Otherwise, we would probably not be on this earthly plane, right? But I will say that you have a lot more, I heard dignity, a lot more stability when you decide to control your thoughts and aim it towards peace. So turning towards the back and like, you know, going back to that phone call, accepting phone calls and knowing it's just going to be a verbal battle. What do you win there? Not much. So I'm going to say above all, you know, continue clearing out your smog, your spiritual, mental, emotional debris, and continue working on what it is that gives you the most peace. I also feel like some of you guys have a dream that you haven't really told many people about, or anyone, or maybe even perhaps fessed up for yourself. So whatever it is on the top of your mind that is riveting, that's exciting, something that you really secretly desire, it might be a really good idea right now to focus on that, because I feel like you could actually make it come about. I feel like you have a steadfastness. I feel like even this elk is staring at me right in the eyeballs. Now I gotta know if it's an elk or not, because, you know, far be it for me to appear dumb on camera. Sometimes we just don't care. But anyways, let's just read. Yeah, I would choke on it. Thank you, Coco. He's adding his own to the reading. So we have the star, powerful and protective. When I think of the star's energy, the word grace comes to mind, a being at peace. While basking in its light, you can feel your world shift as it transitions into a place of tranquility and harmony. The energy held within this card opens up a direct channel to the divine, allowing feelings of hope and optimism to replace negative thoughts of emotions that have been dominating your situation. There's a quiet confidence woven in the star that comforts us during times of grief or times of heartbreak. And it instills within us a knowing that everything in the end will be okay, even when confronting the most challenging of struggles. The light of the star will not remove the difficulty or provide the rose-colored hues to disguise the truth. It does not aid in helping us deny a difficult situation. No. It is a star that illuminates your strengths, your personal power, so that you have courage to push forward and overcome even the most formidable obstacle. When you open your heart to the star, when you allow its vibrant light to wash away any self-doubt, the once all-consuming negative feelings or thoughts will no longer influence your decisions or perceptions of events. A new sense of empowerment will emerge. I know when I'm being influenced by the energy of the star because I feel more nimble and capable of finding a positive solution. The star's power, although great and beneficial, is not one that provides easy answers. Its power instead infuses us with inspiration so that we can create the path to success we desire. Call on the deer to help you connect with the energy of the star. As this sensitive yet strong creature with its heightened senses establishes a feeling within of being connected to the planet, of being in tune with your surroundings. When you're given the star's gifts, lean on its illuminating presence and a feeling of confidence will be restored. It's a deer. At least that's what it says here. But how come it has all those horns? Well, listen, I'm definitely not the person to go to for animal identification, clearly. So this is about your intuition, confidence, and protection. Okay. Well, it's definitely not a baby deer. This deer has been around. Okay, my dear. One last card. We're going to go ahead and get from the magical spell cards. Show me what I need to see to complete this reading. Anything that's going to help, eliminate paths, help grow, help give clarity. And show me now. Divine guidance, darlings. Cool. Whispers from the beings who shine. Let their message be clear and kind. And even this person is sitting, let's see if we can bring this in closer, looking at the stars. I love it. So I feel like it would be good for you to go, instead of like sun gazing, to go ahead and get in tune. Maybe do a little bit of introspection or just watching the stars and allowing to come to mind whatever comes to mind. Just kind of a free-flowing thing, okay? I feel like you have a lot of healing coming towards you, and you do have a lot of divine guidance. Number 24 or 44 can be significant. It could be an angel number. If I remember, I will pop that in so that you can actually see what it means, or you can look it up as well. But I hope that this message was helpful, healing, and if not, then I hope it was amusing, whatever it is that you need. Much love to you. Thank you so much once again, and namaste.